this week, 4 words were spoken, and thus the journey began. Today it's Sunday, which means it's time. From Wayne to Wallingford and throughout the world, here are the 4 words that were said 13 years ago in a radio station in Delaware County Community College. Welcome to Monsoon Live! I am your host, the chairman, the creator of this show, the boxer, the weather guy himself, Jeffrey Monsoon Mysick. What a show we got for you. First off, today, this week, we celebrate our 13th year. 13 years, it's official. Woo! So we are very happy and grateful that we are made it. A couple program notes real quick. You notice the other normal graphics are not up here. Why? We had a computer glitch. There's a computer glitch going on in our main computer. So we have our logo up. I like looking at that. Number 2, I want to wish one of my friends who is a supporter of the broadcast, and this is a shout out to her. Her birthday was this past week. I want to wish Maria, my good friend Maria, a very happy birthday. Hope it's a great year for you and your wonderful family. Also, big shout out to Travis Lee Hartman, who we're going to talk about a little bit in the broadcast, and Jason Sosha, one of boxers that we also are going to talk about in our broadcast. Shout out to those guys as well. Well, I hope you had a great week. It's been crazy. Doctor Who is intense, all that great stuff. And today we make the shift. Tell you that in a moment. But first, weather NG right now. I can say right now, the tropics, for the first time in a while on our broadcast, are quiet. We had some flooding issues in New Jersey and Delaware last weekend. This weekend, it's sunny, and it's been great weather for us. We had some storms on Friday that brought some rain, and the refreshing taste of fall again has come back to our area. So here's the forecast for your Sunday: sunny, high of 67. For your Sunday night, a low of 48. It's a holiday weekend. So what holiday is it? Columbus Day. Columbus Day, high of 72. Tuesday, chance of a shower after 8 a.m., high of 69. And then the rest of the week pretty much looks like sunny and nice. Temperatures in the upper to low 60s. Nighttime temperatures for the area here in the Philadelphia metropolitan region, 40 in the upper 40s. And that is Weather NG right here on Monsoon Live. Well, I said we were going to shift the broadcast, and we are. It's time. It's boxing news is our big talk today, and we're going to focus on the 3 fights we talked about last week, and we're going to talk about them. And I'm also going to give you my view on a fighter that it's time that we deal with him as well. First off, we got to talk about the big fight, Lucas Mathis versus Victor Peso. This fight, by the way, all 3 fights that we're going to talk about ended either in TKO or KO. And now we're going to talk about it. But for you guys, just to give you a little bit of background on yours truly, I love boxing. Boxing has been a huge thing in my life. Also WWE and the indie wrestling, but boxing's been one of those things I love to do. You did see it at the end of our last season, season 12, the Nero versus Monsoon fight. I lost, but there's going to be a rematch, I swear. We had a lot of fun, and we're going to give you that rematch too. But I love boxing. I love putting on the gloves, just sparring or having a fight. It's a great exercise. It has helped me out. I've been losing weight because of it. But this show, we're not going to be talking a lot more about boxing. I want your input on this. So here it is. The big fight, Victor Peso versus Lucas Mathis. TKO in the 10th round. Now, this fight was fun to watch across the board. Lucas is a knockout artist to the highest order. He was going against an undefeated fighter, and it was for the WBC World Super Lightweight title. The stoppage came after several rounds of this great fight. It was an awesome fight. But here's what happened. Passero used his length and the jab to keep Mathis on the defensive, and it basically got to a point where Mathis was too far away to do any damage and to keep him from unloading. This guy, Lucas, just dominates. He body shots any kind of action. Freaking amazing fighter. But it came in the 10th round, and here it is. Mathis is going there, and Passero is fading. He falls forward, and guess what? A stiff right hand from Passero, boom, takes him down to a amazing. Mathis actually took the 10 count, and the ref just said it was done. It was a great fight. I don't know what your take on it. If you saw the fight, I want your opinion on it. Please tell us on our show. But I just thought it was a great fight, and it does set up our next fight, Adrian Bonner versus Khabib. I'm going to screw his name up, but it came in the 12th round, and I'm going to go a little bit into this. Adrian dominated the fight, of course, and boom, knocks out this gentleman. And I feel bad for the guy. The ref just said, we're done. The other fight that we covered, and by the way, we're going to get back to Adrian in a minute, is one of our local Philly fighters. By the way, he received an award this weekend, Jason Sosha versus Jose Pizarro in the lightweight. This took place on Friday night, and I showed this to a couple of the guys I hang out with. I showed them the knockout, and it was an amazing knockout. The body shots from Jason were amazing, right on the ropes. Jason was totally in control of this fight from when the bell rang. When that bell rang, he just dominated. And guess what? By the 6th round, Sosha dropped Pizarro. The ref just said, stop. This guy picks up his 13th straight win. A local Philly fighter. I love this. He's a great fighter. I just got to know him. I just met him online on Facebook and been watching his fights now. And 13th straight fight. And I encourage you guys to check him out. Jason Sosha, great fighter. Up and coming fighter in the Philadelphia market. We're going to have to keep an eye on him in the junior lightweight division. And that's just something. But we're going to turn our attention to Adrian Bonner, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I've watched boxing. And, you know, we're going to get to my closing thoughts a little bit later in our broadcast, but I want to talk about this guy. Adrian, I first discovered him, even though he's had some amazing fights, you know, super featherweight, he's coming up the ranks. And I watched a fight between him and Jason Litsu. In the first round, Jason Litsu got lit up by Adrian. I'm like, whoa, this guy's legit. But he was very flashy, very cocky. And, you know, he went against Gavin Rees. He went against these top contenders. And then he faced Marco Mardiran. By the way, this is the guy that went 2 times with Floyd Mayweather. And the first time, Mayweather got hurt, in my view. He lost. Adrian lost to Marcus. And I'm like, dude. You know, okay, he rebounds and he fights these close to A fighters. They're not in that elite group, but they're there. They're in the B squad, Thomas A. Then I watched this fight on June 6th against Shane Porter. I'm sorry to say, you know, after you get your first loss, you get your rebound. And I watched this fight, and I was just like, what in the heck was I watching? He was clinching, he was holding. It wasn't a fight caliber. It actually made him look, he sucked. And I hate to say that, he was not good at it. Because there's a lot of clinching, and in boxing, you're using your range, you're using jabs, your hooks, your uppercuts. You're more defense, and I mean, Shane Porter deserved the win, and he just dominated. Then I look at the fight that he just had with this Khabib. I'm really screwing his name up. He's a Russian. By the way, 19 wins, 2 losses. This guy, he had 2 back-to-back losses against Jesse Vargas and now Adrian, but he won. He was the WBA and IBO super lightweight and junior welterweight champs. And he's a good fighter. He's up there. Not in a B, he's a B fighter, slowly becoming A fighter. And I watched this fight and I'm like, okay, so you finally stepped up your game. Did you learn? So that's my take on Adrian. I think Adrian, he has to fight Amir Khan. That's who he needs to fight. Get up there. Face Pacquiao too. Because he wants to be the next Floyd Mayweather. And he's not. Floyd Mayweather had excellent defense. Adrian doesn't. Period. So that's my take on Adrian. Fighter I want to talk about next, before we get to my closing thought, is Travis Lee Hartman. This guy, by the way, his record, he is a welterweight. He is 13 with 23 losses. What? Jeff, wait, why? 1 decision. Well, here's the thing. His brother Drew is going to be fighting next weekend, and we'll get into that a little bit too. But he's a fighter who inspires me. He posts a lot of comments, a lot of positive stuff. He likes stuff. He always likes to talk boxing, and we're going to bring him on our show in the near future. And I just want to talk quickly about him. He's a great fighter, a great role model, because he fights hard. He had the chance back early in his career to fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. And he lost, I believe, in the 3rd round, and this was 2005. He fought, I believe he was sick, and he still fought. That's hard of a champion. Now my closing thoughts. 13 years ago, I started this broadcast in a radio station at Delaware County Community College. It is now on YouTube. We have an executive producer. We're doing video. We're having fun with this show. And you can tell we've now shifted. It used to be news, where I report the news. Now I've given you my opinions on fighters. Now here's the thing. If you don't like what I said, let me know. Like it or dislike it, get the word out. We're gonna talk boxing. I love boxing. We're still gonna do the weather, always at the top. That's what we're always gonna do. But we're gonna talk about up and coming fights. We're also gonna look at the divisions as well. We're gonna look at this because I watch these fights. And if you're a young and coming fighter, you gotta come on our show. We'll talk to you. But this show really has changed. We now have a YouTube site. As you can tell, we have our own website and we have Twitter. So guys, I'm always looking out for new stuff and new ideas. And this is where we're going. We're talking about boxing. And of course, we will air me doing stuff with boxing and, getting in the ring. We'll have that coming for you. But until next week, we're going to talk a little bit more boxing. We'll, of course, have weather. I just want to say thank you guys for 13 years. Here's to another 13, my beloved show. I hope you guys have a great week. Next week, fight news, any of the big stories coming out. Manny Pacquiao saying his last fight is coming. We'll have that. So, like us. Follow me on Twitter at MonsoonLive83 or go on our website, monsoonlive.org, and click on YouTube. But for now, as we close out our show with some great music, this has been Monsoon Live. We'll see you next week. Keep it real, guys. Have a good week. Peace.